282 Whiskey Bravo, woman to ground, clear to Mike Yankee Echo Hotel Airport as filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 400, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.75. Squawk 2174.
Alright, 28 volts, everything's green, number 1. Into spinning, oil pressure, fuel pressure, ignition, and one spinning.
And you make sure it's not going at a rapid rate, right?
Correct. This is your ITT.
Yep.
You just watch that to make sure it's not
Consistent.
It can go up into the yellow for like 30 seconds, only 5 seconds in the red, but
yeah,
we're starting with a GPU, and we shouldn't even come close to that.
Robert, 4717 on Bravo.
It's a generator off. Everything's still green, still got 28 volts. Number 2
5783 on the ground, runway 6, taxi via Bravo.
and 2. Oil pressure, fuel pressure, ignition.
Brigade 4717, on the ground, taxi terminal parking via Bravo, cross runway 35 at Bravo.
Okay, that's a good start. Disconnect power. Watch for voltage drop there. Turn both the generators on. Do generator check. Make sure it's got the load. Battery's got the load.
5783, runway 6, taxi via
Both
Bravo.
generators got the load. They parallel each other. Take the battery out. Battery back on. Okay, there you go. Now you're complete, by the way.
Autopilot.
Speed brakes.
All right, good morning, everybody. We just had a, tropical storm Idelia pass by us. Got some beautiful weather here. We're headed down to the Bahamas to your dad's 50th birthday, right?
60th.
So I got Jeremy on board with me. He's a close friend, and his dad's 60th birthday down in the Bahamas, and it's a surprise. He doesn't know you're coming, your sister,
6 November, Romeo,
right?
Lima to
Big
ground,
surprise.
taxi
Big
to
surprise, sweet.
via Bravo,
All right,
Charlie,
well, let's
cross
get
runway
going here.
35 at Charlie.
Good morning, Wellington Ground, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo with Charlie for taxi.
282 Whiskey Bravo, Wilmington ground, runway 6, taxi via Alpha Bravo.
Runway 6, Alpha Bravo, 2 Whiskey Bravo. And here we go.
For 6 November Romeo, which FBO are you going to?
Going to...
Is your dad's already there, right? Did he go over yesterday?
Yeah, they went.
Okay, yeah, we couldn't go yesterday because the tropical storm was zooming through here. Exterior lights are on recogs. Brakes were already tested. Nose wheel steering's obviously working. Flight instruments. Everything's in the green at 29 volts. We're on heading and takeoff, climbing to 5,000. Rudder bias tests.
Yep, crossing 35, we'll hold
I mean, considering this thing landed at what, tropical 3 or hurricane, right? Like,
Yeah, it got up to a 4 and then hit as a Cat 3. Left's good. Right's good. Rudder bias test complete. Taxi checks complete. Ice protection system is not going to need passenger seats. Fine, flaps 15, indicating 15 with numbers. Speed brakes are retracted and confirmed retracted. Trims 3, 1, 2, 3 centered.
6 November Romeo, continue.
What's funny is, like, I have to edit all those sounds out, like the screaming and everything in the back when I...
are you using Final Cut, or what do you use?
November Romeo, affirmative. straight ahead.
Adobe Premiere.
Do you?
Yeah, it's really the only thing I can use to do 5 cameras.
And how do you also input the audio from your traffic?
It's right here.
Ah,
Go around button is push. Crew briefing. Anything before 100 is a full board, full braking. Power levers idle. Speed brakes up.
Wilmington ground, airport A.
Anything after 100 we'll take into the air at 102
Airport A, Wilmington ground.
and handle in the air. We'll plan on returning here. Got to burn off about 400 pounds worth of fuel. Unless it's a dire emergency, then we'll just get it back down on the ground. Crew briefing complete,
Airport A, cross
awaiting
runway 6
takeoff
runway
clearance.
35 at midfield.
Airport A, crossing midfield, Foxtrot Rescue Base.
Yeah, so I used to pipe the audio in over there, but that's on your side, and I can't really control the volume, so that's why I wound up putting this camera here. Good morning, Wilmington Tower, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, ready for departure, runway 6.
Citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, Wilmington Tower, flying runway heading runway 6, cleared for takeoff.
Runway heading, runway 6, clear for takeoff, 2 Whiskey Bravo. 1, 2, 3, 4, CAS is clear, ice protection systems not needed, pitot statics are on. Exterior lights are on, engine, instruments, and messages are checked.
Track 9 off Mike, traffic departing prior to your arrival, citation.
9 off Mike. You said traffic departing in front of us.
Track 9 off Mike, affirmative traffic departing prior to your arrival,
See you, runway
citation
6.
taking the runway now.
9 off Mike, got it in sight.
Take off, power set, achieved, 2 good engines, airspeeds are alive both sides. 70 knot cross checks. V1, rotate.
Gets up so fast.
Yep, positive rate, landing gears coming up. We're ready, V2 plus 10. Flaps coming up, diameter, VNAV, and flight level change.
Citation 2 Whiskey Bravo, contact departure, have a safe flight.
For departure, have a good day, Whiskey Bravo. Good morning, departure, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, 1,500, climbing 5,000, runway heading.
Citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, willing departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 10,000, clear direct Garrick.
Up to 10,000, direct Garrick, 2 Whiskey Bravo. Direct.
Do you get any seat time in the Pilatus?
Yeah, I had like 500 hours in the Pilatus, probably 150 in the left seat, flying by myself. Oh, I need to, once we get up, I'll do it. So I always have this camera is just pointed at me, so you're not on it at the moment, I'll fix it.
What was the biggest change from the turboprop?
To this? This is a great question you're asking me. Actually, I'm going to just turn this and hope you're in the view here. Let's do that. So the biggest change is how fast things happen in this plane over the Pilatus, or any other turboprop for that matter. You can get yourself in trouble really easy and really quickly in this. Hang on one second, let me do the after takeoff checklist. Landing gears up, no lights, flaps are 0, indicating 0, throttles are in the climb D10, passenger safety switch come off, exterior lights are recogs, pressurization is climbing, air conditioner is already on low.
About 5783, contact Washington, center 135.3.
So yeah, that's, maybe
Bravo, contact Washington, center 135.3, good.
35-3, have a good day, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
5783, Washington Center, climb and handle 230.
Climb maintain 230, Vermont 5783.
Washington Center, citation 282, Whiskey Bravo, 7,600, climbing 10,000, direct Garrick.
282 Whiskey Bravo, Washington Center, climb and handle 230.
Climb plane level 230, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Push at 439
sorry.
from drone at maintain.
Yeah, so
11,000, the half the altimeter, 3025.
it's more computerized.
3025, cross trail.
But me being a computer guy, like this was easy for me to pick up. These are just, to me, are just 2 iPads. So it was just learning where everything is in here, which wasn't that difficult. And but then, yeah, the speed at which things happen. And if you're not paying attention, how quickly you can get in trouble.
CVAC 64 negative, you can just stay at level 200.
And to me, I'd say the instrument scan is a little different. Everything's right here, which is nice, so you're not having to look at your 6-pack, but in the jets, your airspeed is by far the most important thing.
Overspeed.
Yeah, overspeed, underspeed. It is very easy, so we're climbing straight up to the flight levels, but like, if I was coming out of Fort Lauderdale, they have you level off and then like 2,000 and then 3,000. And if you're not paying attention, as soon as you level off, you're going to go zooming through 250 knots.
That nose being level, right?
Yep.
2755, contact number approach 127.9er.
Another crazy thing just sitting up here and seeing, right, is you have no visual
Yeah.
over the front.
Oh, well, I do. So, you know, you're sitting, there is a way to make that seat
Oh,
go
you're
up.
sitting a bit.
So
And Fox 439,
I think it's this right here.
Thank you.
So if grab this handle and
Toss myself up, kind of.
move yourself up and then pull that handle. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what you're supposed to do, that's what these things are, is this white ball should be in the center of that orange ball, and then that means you're in the correct place. Not that it matters, but for flying, that's what's supposed to give you the correct perspectives on everything.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So when you hit flight level 280, right?
Uh-huh. The autopilot's going to level off.
It'll level off, and then when you reach that flight level, how do you know when to go and communicate and get back?
They'll tell me. So I filed for 400. So right now, we're climbing to flight level 280. Autopilot's on. It's on flight level change, which means it's going to hold 222 knots all the way up to 280, then it'll level off. So generally, they won't keep us here. It's probably because of traffic, or he's going to hand me off to the next sector, and the next sector will take me up higher. And but if they keep us at 280, you know, for 5 or 10 minutes, I'll ask them if I can have higher, because sometimes they do forget, but it's very, very rare.
And obviously for fuel consumption, right? We want to be higher.
Yeah, the higher you are, the less fuel we're going to burn. So right now, if we stayed going 222 knots at this altitude, I'd still land with 1,200 pounds of fuel.
2702, contact Jax 134.85. 3485,
Yeah, those estimates are insane to me, right? Like you're predicting an hour in the future, an hour and a half in the future with...
Yeah, but it's set up right now to only predict it off of my airspeed. There are things that I can do to like punch in that I'm going to be at this altitude flying at this speed stuff, and it would calculate it based on that.
Wind is also big.
Yeah, but this is just doing your standard distance equals rate times time formula right now to figure out, because it's saying an hour and 27 minutes. But that's flying at 222 knots. So you'll see as we get up to 280 and then 400, which is what I filed for, that this number will go down because our airspeed's going to go up. And then this is our fuel burn right now. Pounds per hour, we're burning about 1,400 pounds an hour right now, and that'll go down. Up at 40,000 feet, we'll probably burn about 900 or so, maybe a little less than 900.
Something else that we were talking about off camera before we headed out was the
Catch
uncontrolled
calling range
airfield.
1802, flight level 360.
Yeah, so there's, where we're going to Luthra, there's no control tower there, so there's just a frequency that all the pilots will talk on. And
So you're just talking to each other like a trucker, right?
Yep, and then, you know, normally you fly left-hand pattern. Some airports will have right-hand patterns, but it's the pilot's job to see and avoid everybody. And so it's an uncontrolled airport because it's not very busy.
Yeah.
You know, I think that just
scared
overheated.
That scared the crap out of me.
Oh no, it's one of the GoCo. This guy probably just overheated. Is there a red light on? Is that red light blinking there?
No, it's not.
Yeah. So just leave it. It's fine. That's another nice thing about having 5 cameras. If that one dies.
When you heard that, what did you...
I knew it was a camera. I was
Did
just
you?
looking to see which one it was.
That's almost like the sound of...
No, so in here, these things will light up, and it'll be a ding in the headset. All right, everyone, we're going to shut the cameras off now until we're coming down into the Luthra, Bahamas. We got probably about an hour and 15 minutes, and it's going to be a quiet flight. We'll talk to you on the way in.
And those
Rouge 1802, descending maintain for level 370.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're descending out of flight level 320 into north of Luthra. We got a little bit of weather up in front of us that we're probably going to have to pick our way around on the way down, but the weather in Luthra looks like it's clear. Tell me about where you're working.
Yeah, so I do digital consulting in the political space in DC. Obviously, with an election coming up, things are a bit crazy, but it's a fun world to be in.
What company do you work for?
Yeah, we're Plus Communications. We service various campaigns, governors, senators. We also have a public affairs side that services major corporations, and every day's different, so it's fun.
How long you been up there?
So, grew up in South Florida my whole life, Fort Lauderdale. Moved up to DC, say 2.5 years ago. DC's an interesting place, you know. It's obviously very focused on politics, which creates an interesting dynamic in the city. But it's great, you know. The whole world has eyes on DC, so
Yep.
epicenter. It's connecting DC to aviation a bit. DCA with the river arrival, and it's kind of fascinating, right? Taking off and a sharp bank left to avoid the White House, to avoid the monuments and such. It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I guess we're going up to DC in the December timeframe, is what I've been told anyway. And I was looking at what we needed to do to land there at Reagan. And I don't think it's actually going to be feasible for us to land there at Reagan, but we'll see. I got to do a little more research with it.
It's coming in from the
1802 start seeing ammo.
I couldn't tell you the exact name of the arrival, but the traditional route coming in left or right. I feel like for the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the arrival, you're banking left or right consistently the entire time, right? You're avoiding I don't know if it's a TFR or whatever it may be, right? But you're avoiding those zones the entire arrival. What's the condition of this? Have you landed here before, Wally?
I have not, but I think it's a nice airport.
Is it?
Yeah.
I feel like some
6,000 foot runway or something like that.
Some of these Bahamian airports, I remember coming in and being, you know, like they could fill a few potholes on some of these runways out here.
This is one of the nicer ones.
Yeah. Obviously, we're spoiled, you know, in the States with the maintenance such that we have on our runways, right?
Yep.
Wally, in your years of aviation, talking about arrivals, what would you say is your favorite? Obviously, Mountain Air, right? I don't know how many of you know Mountain Air, but what would you say is your top 3 arrivals or departures?
Number 1 is definitely Mountain Air, and I think I actually talked about that on another video. I'm trying to think. Everglades City down in Southwest Florida is a really cool airport. It's right out on the bay. And
Number 282 Whiskey Bravo, restricts the area of a moderate precipitation from your 12 to 11 o'clock, scattered, stands about 20 miles line route flight.
yeah, we were just going to ask you, can we get about 10 to 15 left?
Number 282 Whiskey Bravo, deviation left is approved. Contact Miami Center 125.7.
25-7, have a good day, 2 Whiskey Bravo. Miami Center, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, flight level 263, descending 240, deviating left for weather.
Number 282 Whiskey Bravo, Miami Center, roger, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 7,000, nest altimeter 3007.
3007, pilot's discretion to 7,000, 2 Whiskey Bravo. Alright, so 3007, we're going to dial in here so when we come by, and she gave me,
281,
she
contact
gave
Miami
me
Center 133.4.
pilot's discretion, but we're almost at our top of descent, so what we'll do here is we'll level at flight level 240, you'll see, and then I'll dial the altitude down to 7,000, and then when we hit the top of descent, it's 1 minute top of descent anyway, so we're just going to go ahead down to 7,000. That was that chime, was telling me 1 minute top of descent.
Wow.
So we got a pretty bad storm right there, which I don't really see out the window. It's probably, actually I do see it, right? It's right there, but see there's a hole between the two here. This one right here that's showing on radar 20 miles away is going to be right here.
Okay.
So we're going to zip through the middle of these two here.
Real dodge and weave.
Duck and dive.
Yeah. It's always fascinating flying into the Bahamas, seeing the color of the water.
Yeah, the water down here is just beautiful. Oh, and to finish answering your question, I think Cedar Key, Florida.
Oh my gosh.
That airport
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Is that private?
Nope, it's a public airport. Yeah, so now I can see this whole area just out to our left here is really bad thunderstorm. And you can see the rain in there, so we're gonna scoot through the middle right here and keep away from these reds.
So at what point, Wally, does it get to a point here with navigating through a storm where it may be easier to stay and fly? Is that ever an option? No.
In fact, when you're flying single pilot, the autopilot has to be working. So like if we had to go through some stuff, like if I was going through here, we definitely wouldn't go through this red blob here.
Yeah.
But if we did have to go through some stuff and it started getting bumpy, you usually put your hands on the controls just to make, well, no, not to stabilize, because the autopilot does a great job in this airplane, but to just in case the autopilot kicks off, which was a big problem in the Pilatus.
Wow.
If you got in any kind of turbulence in the Pilatus, the autopilot would just kick off.
November 8, 540,
Then you were hand flying.
Wow. 211.0.
210, that's all for a takeoff 40 Alpha 2.
Go back to down there. It was a situation where various stories. I remember being up there one 4th of July. The plane went over the edge.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's just like you hear those stories, but still, like, you have to fly into the location, right? So like, it's keeping yourself reassured that you know what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah, you got to be on your numbers there. Especially, I've seen people like flying jets in and out of there.
The Pilatus, I thought, was pushing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it's got a pretty wide wingspan.
Yeah.
West 275590.
Just cutting right through it, aren't we?
Yep, right through it. Flight plan, direct, and now. Yeah, you can see the bad storm right there.
Yeah. Dark.
So we're going to go ahead and shut the radar off here. Get a chart up. Miles out.
Miami Citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, I'd like to cancel IFR.
November 282 Whiskey Bravo, IFR cancellation received. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Do we pick up with you on the way out?
Affirmative.
Thank you, we'll talk to you in a bit. 2 Whiskey Bravo.
VFR, enter, and switch over to
North Eleuthera Unicom, you have a citation 20 miles north descending out of 7,500 inbound North Eleuthera.
That's the, so we're on the communication frequency right now.
Key traffic, Caravan, west base 3310.
I just put in to descend to 2,000. You can see the islands out there.
We also on runway 904, the bottom traffic, number 2, watch out.
And we're just going to fly up and then fly left downwind to the...
Say again, location of the Piper, Marsh Harbor. They're behind you.
Actually, what we'll do here, let's go and do procedure, activate vectors to final. That was me doing that. And let's go.
Back taxi 7.
And go to vertical speed. 1,600 feet a minute is good.
This is where the flight gets fun.
This is where you're doing the most work.
Yeah. At least for me. I don't know how fun it is for you, Willie.
Oh, I mean, you saw how much I do.
Yeah. You're earning your pay now.
Yes, exactly. Takeoff and landing, right? The rest is babysitting. So.
Yep.
Alright, Mata Chopper to live copy enter, runway 90 for the departure, so to be right turn, Mata Chopper.
North Eleuthera traffic, citation 10 north of the airport. We'll be setting up for left base, runway 7 north of Eleuthera.
Alright, Mata Chopper to pipe off, again the right turn over toward the big climb and the bond to the south, Marsh.
Now I'm going to use some speed brakes here to just get us slowed down.
You have a citation about 6 north of the airport, descending out of 2,500 inbound for a left base, runway 7 north of Eleuthera.
311020 to the southwest, inbound 7 north of Eleuthera.
Autopilot.
North Eleuthera traffic, you have a citation 5 northwest of the airport, descending out of 2,000, left base. We'll be on a left base for runway 7, full stop, North Eleuthera.
It's just like the Bahamas is beautiful, just the colors of the water and everything.
Skylane 90, 12 miles west, be coming in behind the citation later on.
Okay, flaps are 15. Yeah, that's the airport right there.
Not much going on over there.
North Eleuthera traffic, citation on a 4-mile left base, runway 7, full stop, North Eleuthera.
Right down 3 green, no red.
Traffic, I know the 138, I'm 8,500 feet descending, I'm pulling out from my west of the field for landing. I'll pull up the US 32. If there was anybody around 350, please let me know.
You feel that, don't you?
What's that now?
Yep.
Who is that?
It's GM for traffic.
Hey, hi, how are you doing?
Good, good. I just...
North Eleuthera traffic, citation, turning a final, about a 3-mile final, runway 7, full stop, North Eleuthera.
Hey, say again, you were blocked.
I don't see nobody in the vicinity of Treasure or Marsh Harbor, just for your reference.
Okay, did you land at the treasure?
No. I landed on Mars, but right now I have visual with it and I don't have nobody reporting over there.
Okay, roger that. Thank you. How is the weather there around
Winds are coming mostly from the northeast and some showers, but the airport's still VFR.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for your help.
No problem.
North Eleuthera traffic, citation 2-mile final, runway 7, full stop, North Eleuthera.
Alright, landing gears down, I got 3 green, flaps 35 indicating 35, speed brakes are retracted, confirm retracted.
12 mile final, 7 north of Eleuthera.
Go around altitude, we'll use 2,000 feet, airspeed, cross checks 116, both sides, passenger safety, landing lights are on. And yaw dampers to go.
$500.
Alright, gear down, 3 green, pressurization's good, yaw dampers disengaged.
North Eleuthera traffic, citation short and final, runway 7, full stop, North Eleuthera.
Minimums.
Continue. See, it's a nice runway, just a little bumpy.
when you grease it like that.
Thank you.
Naughty Lutra traffic at 110. 6 mile final 7 Naughty Lutra.
All right, everyone, we've arrived in the Bahamas. Just dropping my passengers off here and then headed to Fort Lauderdale. I'm also going to film that. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see you soon.